What's up, guys? Chris, VA Travels, and I'm down here in Pineville, North Carolina, just outside of Charlotte, and we're going to visit the birthplace of James K. Polk, our 11th president, and I'm going to do a walkthrough of the museum and then take a tour of his birth cabin, or a replica of his birth cabin. To let you know, the tour is free, and to take a tour of the cabin, it's $2. So check it out. All right, a little bit warmer in here. And gonna take a walk through the museum. And starts out with some history on Mecklenburg County. Some old homes. And down here, a hand-grained table. Pearlware basin set, commemorating President William Henry Harrison. Cool. Old chest. And over here, wool and linen blanket. Reflects Scots-Irish heritage. Down there's a cast iron griddle. And some of his father's farming tools. A bear trap. A fishing jig. Alright. There's his great uncle. No picture of his father. There's his mother. Alright, we've got a tombstone of Ezra Alexander. There's a chalkboard used for his schooling. A book of Psalms. And some more tools down here. Alright, of course, a spinning wheel. There's the blanket chest right there. And this is a walking wheel. There's a flax comb back there. And the Alamance plaid apron. Sierra 1837. First commercially dyed fabric in the Southeast. And alright, there's some forceps right there. There's a breast pump. Alright. Okay, of course you've got your toaster right there. Put the bread in, spin it around. Pewter plate. Ceramic jar. And a cotton gin. Cotton saw gin. There it is in use. And yeah, country grew a lot under his administration. He was president during the Spirited Age. And there's a clock with this picture. Colt revolver poster. Some pressed glass down here. A whale oil lamp. Alright, here's wardrobe of Samuel F. Patterson of Salem, North Carolina. And there's his beaver fur top hat. Okay, temperance membership roll. Pushing for the abolition of alcohol. Magneto electric machine, and used to treat nervous diseases. Book of Martyrs. There's William Lloyd Garrison, abolition. Okay, so now getting into his presidency. And there's a young James Polk. Oh, a side note while I'm thinking about it, when he was a child, he had his gallstones removed without anesthesia. Pretty crazy. But yeah, he was a huge Jacksonian. Yeah, he really idolized Andrew Jackson. And he defeated Virginia native Henry Clay, who attempted to run for president 5 times, never succeeded. And there's some campaign posters, riding his steed, Harrison Almanac, and some silk campaign ribbons. All right. And his inauguration was the first to play Hail to the Chief, and it was the first to be broadcast live. There was actually a telegraph of it that went out. I don't see the famous picture with his mullet, and I've been waiting for that. President and the Masons. There's George right there. There's a gold coin. And there's his vice president, George M. Dallas. Okay, there's a real photo of him. He died 3 years after he left office, died of cholera. An old newspaper article talking about the fall of the Alamo, and that's from the North Carolina Standard out of Raleigh. And yeah, like I say, we annexed Texas. We got the Oregon Territory while he was president. Won the Mexican-American War. Got all that land out to California. So he was big into Manifest Destiny. Yeah, war with Mexico. And this is a frock coat worn by William H. Polk, 3rd Regiment, U.S. Light Dragoons. Cool hat. Some epaulets over here. Those were fashionable at the time. And a couple muskets. And old Mexican flag. And another dress hat over here. Aztec Club medal. And this dress hat was captured by William H. Polk from General Santa Anna. So that's a pretty valuable item. Alright guys, that's it for the museum. And before I started, I watched a 13-minute video. I'll show you real quick. Yeah, so pretty informative. Like I said, there's Manifest Destiny right there. Pretty informative video, so. All right, gonna walk over, take a look at the cabins. Before I do, a little bit of information. James's father, Samuel, mother Jane, started this farm here in 1794. It grew to about 150 acres. And then James, born here November 2nd, 1795. He was the eldest. And dedicated as a historical site by Lady Bird Johnson, 1968. So, take a walk over, look at these things. They lived here for about 10 years before moving to Tennessee. And what had happened is James's grandfather, or his father Samuel's father, veteran of the Revolutionary War, and they were giving out land to former soldiers. And he had told his son, hey, why don't you move your family out here? There's plenty of good land. So yeah, 1806 they moved out, and this would be the kitchen. And pretty decent size. And the red here, it's now concrete, but there was red clay between the pillars. So they've got these things locked in, dovetail design here. And you see they didn't really even have windows. Kind of doors. And there were 5 slaves on the property, and they think they lived inside, most likely upstairs. barn back here. They think the original barn would have been bigger. Oh, and you've got the Little Sugar Creek over the ledge there. You can kind of, I don't know if you can see it with the camera, but you can see it through the trees down there. So that's where they go get their water. Looks like had a fire going right there. And this is the big house. And yeah, they say it's pretty similar. And I'm sorry, and these houses aren't original to the Polks, but they are original houses. They were homes here in cabins here in Mecklenburg, moved over here. And this is really similar to what the Polks house would have been. And they don't know the exact spot of their main house, but it was, you know, obviously somewhere in the close vicinity. And yeah, this was a prominent home for the time. They were upper class, but they weren't elites. They were kind of maybe upper middle class. And you can see add on to the right there. And this one's got real windows and just one chimney heating this big thing. I'm gonna walk around, take a look at the gardens. Over here they have a little garden. Not too much going on, it's January, but you see some cabbage back there. A couple plaques over here. This one's just talking about the cotton gin. Of course, there's the big explosion after the cotton gin was invented. And they grew cotton here, but it's before the cotton gin took off, so it wasn't really a big popular crop at the time. And just going over tobacco, and in North Carolina, we're kind of in the Piedmont region where it didn't grow very well. And back here, there's a walking trail. And this plaque over here, like I say, that Little Sugar Creek back there. And this plaque just kind of going over the same information I just talked about. And the Sugary Indians inhabited this area in 1650. So, pause and read that if you want. All right. Yeah, I almost forgot about this back here. This is the original marker. It was dedicated in 1904, and it originally stood on the site of the big house. It moved over here in 1968. And it was placed here by the Mecklenburg chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution. So, pretty cool. All right, hope you guys enjoyed that crash course on James Polk. And getting out of here, as always, like and subscribe. See ya.